Hello and welcome back, I'm Joe, and this is Work Isn't Resources, Soviet Republic. This exciting snowplow in British Siberia is not really helpful, but that is not our biggest problem. There are two things we have to do. Technically, utilities are up, but that's number 3 on the list. I'm serious. Here's the math. Here's the math on the things that are happening. So this snowplow can plow at 10 kilometers per hour. Cool. Technically there's no snow back here, so let's look at this guy. This one is driving on snow currently at 21 kilometers per hour. You know what that translates to? This snowplow is useless. It simply is. Yeah, if the snow was clear, it would be a little better, but it's not clear, so it's not a little better, so therefore we have to change something about it. And now we learned, you don't need the first snowplows. I don't know why they're in the game. No idea. Completely useless, but there we go. Give me that one. This one, definitely this one, and put them out to pasture. Is that what it's called? Maybe a phrase that kind of goes like that. I don't know, but those have to get out of here. Cool. That is number 1. Number 2, well, no, those aren't the 2 things that are important. So trust me, I'm getting there. I did add this. This is the hotel. I did research the visas, and you have a couple things that needed to happen here. So yeah, the hotel is supposed to happen at some point. Some research just got done, probably also about visaing something, and that's wonderful, but we are running relatively low on educated people, and that is causing trouble. So I'm actually going to increase this by a bunch, because the police station is also done, and it's semi-keeping up with the things that we have to do, and with the police station keeping up, these things are kind of overloading, neither of which are great, so more people are needed there. Which then means we don't have enough people to really facilitate all the things that need to happen in the fabric factory out here, so that's cool. But there's one thing, call it stubborn again. Joe wants to be stubborn because stubborn is fun. This thing, we know that we have trouble with shoppers in front of the shop. And troubles happen for whatever reason at multiple different situations, and they just happen. They just do happen. It is a thing that happens, and therefore it happens, and when it happens it's annoying, but when it happens it's bad, and we're already at a relative max in terms of population for this city, and that is causing the real trouble, because we are not full. Nothing is full here. This prison eventually will have to be moved. This prison needs more workers, wardens. The police station needs more workers and wardens. The court needs more workers and wardens. Now, prison and court can be moved because they are not by city. They don't have a range there. The range is the whole map, effectively. So they can be moved, and that's great. But we also have industry sitting here. These industries would like to run at 100%, and I wanted to do that with just this city. And then we added food and booze here as well. Super. And yeah, as you can see, we need more workers here. Currently, the city has 1,300 workers, which is not enough for what we're trying to do, especially if we want to throw the fields in there, which we did set all of them to 0 for a reason, so that is nice, but still not enough. Plus, then there's a little hotel happening here that also eventually is supposed to make us a little bit of money. All those things kind of just translate to, we need a bigger grocery store. Okay. You know what we're not going to get? A bigger grocery store. What we can get is another store. The other store, pretty much like the setup over in the new city, which I don't know the name of. And what is this name? This is Premier Dundee. Sure, we'll call it Dundee. Why not? Yeah, what shall we call this? No, nobody cares what we call that, but we have to do something with this, and that is really the main thing. You're moving a little bit of chemicals around. That's great, because you're getting out just on the right time. So yeah, let's expand this. Why do I care about it so much? Because I have seen happiness fluctuate in this area, and when it fluctuates, for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is, and it could just be that too many criminals are still around because we don't have enough people to do something, and then everything kind of goes to... which is not good. There's some room here. There's not a lot of room, but there's some room, and the snow should just stop. But there's some room right here. Why don't we just use that? Yes, good idea. Great idea, Joe. Let's use the room that you actually have here. So what we're going to do is get rid of that and get rid of this. It's going to take a minute, but the guys are honestly not that bad about getting rid of stuff here relatively fast, especially since it's just gravel. There's not all that much going on with that, so I'm not terribly worried about this one. So while they're getting rid of this, and that will happen fast, especially if we don't have any trash sitting here, which we don't, which is wonderful, we can get a couple other things constructed. And, well, winter is about to be over, so that should be super exciting. And these things should all be constructed. Great. Construction office. I have kind of made you start over here, and you're doing a decent job. I mean, look at this. There are some footpaths being done, some buildings already done. The fire station is very close to being done. It literally just needs one more little tick, and that can happen as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to stop you from that. But over here, there's not a lot of things that I actually really need right now, because what are we going to do with a half-finished city? Nothing. We're not going to be able to construct anything faster or do anything really interesting. So what we're going to do, all but the fire station, I'm going to stop construction on, because we have all of this. There's so much gravel we need to make happen that we should just finish all of this. And the gravel, honestly, is not going to take that long. So I'm going to allow my construction office to build this one, these two, and then the gravel transfer situation right next to it. Obviously, you're already working on that. That looks good. We do need a couple other things here, but I'm going to get to that once they are done with this thing over here, which literally should just be a matter of seconds. There's the first one done, the second one done, and there you go. See, it's the deconstruction is really fast, so that's exciting. Let's get rid of this footpath. Let's get rid of this road just for the time being. We're going to reinstate this in just a second. Don't worry. Apparently there's a vehicle on it right now. There's still a vehicle on there right now. What vehicle are you? You are a chemical truck. And you are Dundee Warehouse from the Medium Distribution Office. So you're bringing in some chemicals. That's actually good. We like chemicals when they come in. So keep doing that if you don't mind. Pause this again and now get rid of the road. Cool. How much room do we have here? A lot. And I'm kind of placing it here because I have a factory connection that we can just wear off to the side, which is excellent, so we can at least share the meat, which is always a problem child anyways. The warehouse is not as important. It's still important, but not as important. So the meat should be fine. So let's see how we're going to set this up. I need... By the way, this is a version 1.something.6, which they changed a couple things. They added a couple more vehicles, and they made the red cross screen. There you go, just in case. I didn't do anything. It's just an update that came out an hour after I recorded the last thing, so don't worry about it too much. Building-wise, I think this one is not bad, which is, I think, the one that we're actually using. And then there's this one, also not bad. They're both just approximately the same thing. I actually thought there was one here that I can use that fits a little better. This is a slightly bigger store. Part of me thinks if you can fit this one in here somehow with the food, with the meat connection in a reasonable place, maybe you can tear that thing down eventually. But I'm not actually that keen on making that happen. I'd much rather have this guy get the connection that I need, which looks something like this, similar to this. And we have that option, or we have this option. And honestly, this one's a tiny bit more compact, which will be important. And this is what I actually would like to do. If I could convince you, which looks like I can, and I'm going to go as close as I can so the factory connection works. And I want the road connection on this side. Why do I want the road connection here? Because I will need to get the food from here, close technically from there too, but it can come from multiple places, and the meat truck is just going to be where the meat truck is going to be. I'm not terribly worried about that guy. So yeah, I want the connection right there. And this should be fine. Then just give me a simple footpath extension to what we already had. That should be good. And then F4 to... No, it tries to connect into the nodes, which is not super helpful right now. But that's okay. Maybe if I come from this side. No, it's still trying to node up. That's fine. That's fine. I just need to extend the footpath that has been here for a very long time. And I know that there is a tiny angle that I can get through here with. So hold on. There's the angle. See it? There's the angle. And then you get out of here. Cool. That one is going to be our simple footpath connection. And thanks to the update that came out a long time ago, Roads don't actually get split up by footpaths anymore, but everyone else does. So wonderful, cool, get all of this built, including this. You can't do that one, but that's fine. We have a lot of food sitting here. We have some chemicals sitting there. Yes, it would be nice to have them out here, but we're really not going through all that much water. So I'm not terribly worried about this. However, this has to be highest priority, this has to be highest priority, and this has to be highest priority, as well as this has to be highest priority. We're not stressing about it yet, but it will become something that we have to take care of effectively right away. So there is that. The construction office is considering building all of this, which is wonderful. And this is the second part. So the shopping center was number one. That was probably the most important thing. And I knew that. I just had this vision that I didn't need to have a bigger city there, but I clearly do. This is not a big city. I actually like how this came out. Like, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I just underbuilt some of the buildings that are required to make this thing happy, and it will be much happier if I give it enough... Wow. They're just unhappy. If I give it enough shopping space to get the groceries and things that they require. And that's what we're doing. That's all we're doing here. We're just providing the things that they potentially need, and that should be okay with what we need to do. While they're building that, I feel okay adding a couple reconstruction projects in the vicinity, because all of these have to happen at some point, and honestly, they really don't take that much, and we have some workers available because there are always some that park over here, and always a couple workers that park over here. So the buses should be able to pick up whoever they feel like, which is great. Also, there's a lot of traffic here. That's wonderful. The incinerator is doing what it's supposed to do, and we're not super full on our hazardous waste. So all of that seems to be going in the right direction. And our fire station is done. Obviously, we can't use it yet for anything, but it's done. So that feels good. I hope it doesn't get destroyed right away because that's annoying. Wonderful. So, let's get these guys slowly but surely organized. No, well, yeah, sure. It takes a little while to get these out here. One of the new ones is this guy, 40 kilometers per hour. Speed is 15. It's an actual excavator. 8 meters long versus 10 meters. You may be able to transport this one and not this one. I don't know. But this was one of the new pieces. And the excavator in the quarry, I would like it to look... Ooh, look at that guy. Speed 21, bulldozer speed less. So there are new excavators, new vehicles coming out just before the update. Obviously, the update will already been out by the time you see this, but it's happening. So there's that. One of the things that are very important in this area, this building, it still gives me notifications about that, and it's quite annoying. You can be toned down a little bit again, and you just need to be figured out. So we're just going to max you out, and hopefully that will take care of things. Oh, yeah. One of the most important things in this area is how much fuel we're going to go through, because we have a technical service office somewhere. We have this city that needs to be fueled. We have this fuel station already sitting here for that reason, so we may as well make use of it. And this technical service office is just kind of in the way, so let's just get rid of you for now. Check over here that they are doing what they're supposed to do. That one's highest priority. This one is just about done. Come on, just like one more tick. Cool. And get started on the next construction thing, please and thank you. That will be that one. And I'm even assigning some buses to get these things done a little faster. But there you go. It didn't take very long to get to this point, and we're doing pretty okay. The meat trucks that are here also are doing okay. We will have another guy over here, this Dundee Hotel, that will need meat, booze, and food, and we can deliver all of those things. We just have to set them up. And hopefully we set them up not completely stupidly. But I'm not terribly concerned about that because we have a pretty good chance of not screwing that up too much. But let's continue with what we have going on here. Fuel. If we want fuel in this area, we cannot afford bringing a 5-ton truck all the way to the border and then bring that 5-ton truck all the way back here, because that just takes forever. Also, talking about this, I would like one of the storages done because I do want to turn on what are they called? They are called, just one moment, they are called construction offices. The construction offices that are up here that are available, I would like to turn them on relatively soon, and then utilize the gravel that I'm hopefully going to build here after the shop is done. This shop is still the highest priority for me. Everything else is kind of secondary, so let's just treat it all as such. Fuel. Let's get fuel in the area. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is get a storage, and this storage does not require a pump, as far as I remember. This storage can simply be pumped into via train or with a truck, whatever we have available at the time, and that should be okay. And then just give me a little bit of pipe. Doesn't have to be constructed anytime soon, but having it should help. Then let's get a little bit of road out here, and now we have a fuel tank sitting there. Wonderful. What do you do with a fuel tank? You tank fuel to the places that you want something, and tank there means a tanker. So distribution office is what we really want here. For fuel, there is barely ever a reason to use bigger than a normal sized distribution office. This one has 5 slots. That is plenty. That is plenty for what we're trying to do, so don't even try to go much bigger than that. They should be able to take care of the things that you want. We did say that we want construction offices open. How about we build the biggest one right away? Also, I don't want this one to be constructed right now. I thought I made that clear by turning off the construction, but apparently that wasn't enough. But they can figure out what they want to do there as well. Checking over here, you are very close to done. You have everything that you need. You just need a couple more workers, and voila, stuff happened. Construction office assigned, not all of them. Now all of them are assigned, and they can actually do what they need to do. It is high priority, which makes me think they're probably going to take care of it relatively fast once all the vehicles return to their origin. Great. With that in mind, what is the next thing to make this all work? Power. You need power for all of these. Without drinking water, sure, we can deliver that somehow. But power is really the main thing that we need for all of these pieces. So let's get something connected that we can be proud of, or at least that is sufficiently working in the way that we need it to work. Good. Let's do a power transformer. Yes. I think that one, we have so much room here. I feel pretty confident that we can put a power transformer right somewhere in the middle, and then a high voltage switch. I am opting to still use just the regular switches, not the priority switches, because I haven't fully determined how I want to do things. But because we only have one power export station, maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe it can always be connected in a reasonable way. Maybe I just have to reconnect this thing at some point when we have some power. And it doesn't make a huge difference right now, honestly. I don't think we will regret much later not doing now. I think we'll regret much more something later that we did do, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is and get you connected to something. I don't like that one pylon there. This is better. Cool. Get that one built, and then make this one connected and get that one built as well. Construction office 1. These are your friends now. Please and thank you. How's my store? It just needs a little bit of gravel and asphalt. We have a lot of those vehicles, so I shouldn't be worried about that one at all. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Great. What else do you need? A bunch of things. Let's start with the basics. We need a gas station out here just to get started until a couple things are done. The excavator should be relatively close, or they may have already gone and get refueled somewhere else. Not great, but it's their prerogative, so they can do whatever they feel like doing. I will also throw in a quick road depot here. This is very temporary. We're not going to keep this one around. But this one I'm going to use to get a couple dump trucks in. And I guess we only have that excavator here. And no dumpers yet, and that's fine. The dumpers that I want is really have a choice between the Yas, which may be a new one, and the Roosevelt. This one can go 31 kilometers per hour. Dirt road is 35 max. The Yas could go 40. To make that useful, I have to upgrade everything to gravel, and then the engine power is 54 kilowatts versus 48. The higher the engine power, the more fuel it eats. So this one feels like a pretty good deal, honestly. The other ones are just too small to even consider for gravel transport in this area, so we're just going to leave them alone. Going back to over here. Are you done yet? Nope. It's important enough that I want to make sure that happens, because I also have to really turn it on once it's ready. And that one may not be trivial. We'll see how that all flows about. But this should be fine. This guy, It would be great if I could cover all of the quarries with this, but as you can see, I really can't. So for right now, we're just going to cover what I can. Should you build a medium switch in here? I don't want to. The medium switches take so long to build and take so much material that I really don't think it's going to be in our best interest. However, if you put another one, let's say here, you should cover all the other buildings. And we're covering all the other buildings. Besides that, there's this guy. This is not covered yet. So let's just assume that if we cover this, which we are now, all the buildings in the vicinity, build a quick dirt road connection here, and we're gonna get that through here somehow. And then let's plop the other one. I'm gonna get rid of this guy actually. Where's my other one? There you go. Plop it somehow that it covers. This would cover everything now, everything that we care about. So I think we got a winner. Cool. Winner, winner, chicken and dinner. Make that a 1.2 megawatt line. I don't think we're going to use that much, but it's better to be a little over than a little under. So that one should be okay. Over here, I will use a larger pylon, larger line. We could go underground if you really wanted to. Someone pointed out that they are relatively cheap to build underground, which I didn't realize that way. But now I know, and that's okay, but I'm still not going to use it yet because industries, at least at this point, I think it's okay to have a couple above ground wires. It's just taste. It's just a different flavor of doing the same thing over and over again. But I like it. I like these wires. I think they look soothing. That's weird, B-Roll Joe. I know. Thank you. So let's get that one built. Construction office 1 and 2. These are also your friends. And once you have those turned on, I think I feel pretty good about the rest of construction that needs to get done. So all we have left here is a couple flatbed trucks to arrive. Over here, also a couple flatbed trucks to arrive. That seems reasonable. Got some bricks in the bank. So all of those things should just happen. At least that's what it seems like. I need to paint all of this into more gravel color, which I will do. Just give me a minute. What else do we need for right now in this general area? Really nothing. Really nothing, I think. Okay, let's talk to these. Are there any more reconstruction projects going on? No, they're not. The wires should all be our highest priority. Future power transformer, yep. Chemical plant, future spot construction. Okay, that's all fine. Something else that I realized that I obviously didn't do because that's something that I would forget is I didn't actually plant trees here. It takes either 2 or 5 years for a tree to mature in this game, which means our woodcutter that we have in this area is not even going to be ready, and we definitely haven't researched tree replanting yet because that's a very scientific method to get things done. But here you go. I'm just going to plant them. I know you can't see them because it's too dark right now, but you can hear that you're planting a couple of them, and that's really all I care about. Make a nice dense forest in here, and eventually it will just take care of that. And then because why not, we're just gonna spread the forest out a little bit so it doesn't completely look man-made, even though I know that it looks man-made, and that's okay. Speaking of man-made, this mess. We have to connect it somehow. The woodcutter here and the sawmill over there has a road connection, and that road connection I would prefer not to run through whatever is going to go here, railway considering. So let's get a couple things organized. You would go over here. That looks good. You need to go somewhere else. And here's the thing. I already know that I would like a chemical plant sitting somewhere down here. I don't know exactly where yet, but somewhere in this area I would like a chemical plant. And right now I'm making it really hard to get that connection the way that this is set up. So this conveyor belt engine cannot stay. Which means the conveyor belts also go away, and now we have a couple choices to make. This doesn't have to be built right away unless we build one with an overpass, which is completely up to us. But honestly, if I have a choice, I much rather go up here, like so, and hope these are ins, not outs, okay? I much rather go up here, there you go, and then try to sneak underneath the conveyor belt to the south of the picture a little bit. And maybe I can even angle you a tiny bit like this, so my chemical factories can just kind of sneak in behind all of this and then go through here. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, if that's what you're hoping for, take that road away, because this is the node that you're going to connect to. Overlaps of no, it does not. This is the road we're going to get into. And then stay close to all of this, because there is a chemical plant that has to fit in there somewhere. But overall, I hope you can see what I was trying to do here. I also like that it gives me two nice angles. This should be fine, and this should be fine, and then we just have to deliver some workers to here in this general area. And honestly, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't have the bus station sitting right here. Excuse me. Because if we're already putting a bus station down, that bus station may as well be available for the chemical plants that we're going to build here eventually. So we may as well make it a real thing before too late. So that one can go there, that one can go here. I just want this to be a more fluid connection. That looks fine, that looks fine. Everything's kind of connected, and you, footpath wise, cannot get to that thing, which is unfortunate. But I would wager that if I give you a simple footpath on the outside track, that there maybe is a chance to get you to where I want you to go. This would be something like this. I think this is almost aesthetically pleasing right now. So if you go there, can you reach it now? Yes, you can. That's all I needed to see. We can build this. We are using a gravel path to build it, but that has more to do with game mechanics than anything else wild. So that all seems fine. That's being built, and I wouldn't be surprised if our shopping center is almost completed. Not quite yet, but we have almost everything delivered, so let's just see how this gets done. By the way, one of the most common things that will happen in your republic is that you are at the edge of what your city can handle. What does that even mean? That means at some point you will have so many people that this one thing will be completely overloaded and nothing else will work. And that's bad. You don't want that. So that's probably one of the reasons why my happiness always like moved up and down in really bad situations. But I think we can get around all of that if we do something useful here. So let's do like a 5 there. Let's do a 1 here. And let's just start distributing a couple things. So I would like you to distribute to that thing. And you're distributing mostly food and booze. Okay. Do I like that? Do I like that? I think I do. Okay, let's get a couple trucks, because I need to get a couple things organized. Do we have a covered hole here? Doesn't look like it. Do I have a covered hole here? That is a crops. Yes. Yes, you can destroy 10 tons of crops. Not a problem. Because I want you to have a very special task to go from here, to go from here, wait until loaded, but load food and bring it down there, wait until unloaded. That's the only one I will have sit there until unloaded. That's very important because it's the food truck and we only have 2 parking spots right here and I can't really add any extra. So that's fine. We should be able to push meat through pretty much for free. With the trucks that we already have here, so I don't have to worry about that. The only thing we do have to worry about is clothing, and we have a truck already responsible for clothing. That truck is currently doing this route, it's currently doing this route, and I am tempted to make this route, because it's going to the so the factory, then the shopping center, then the prison. If I put 2 shopping centers in there, do you think that's going to cause us any real trouble? Let's look. How much clothing? No, we have so much clothing there that shouldn't really cause trouble. So we're just going to add this shopping center also as an unloading spot. Also just unload clothes, and then you load factory, this shopping center, that shopping center, and then the prison, and then all the way back. Even one small truck, because clothes have such a slow burn, should not cause trouble here. And how much can you transport at a time? 3/4 of a ton, and as you saw, it barely used any of it, so I feel pretty confident that that should take care of a lot of things. 3 parking spots. Oh, you're just asking me to put a... Oh, we have to deliver meat there somehow. Are we getting meat in here? No. All right. We have to deliver meat to this thing. I think what I want to do is use one of these trucks. Actually, no. There's a truck over here. Yes. Yes. There's a meat truck, and I may have set that up when you guys weren't watching. There's a meat truck over here that can probably handle the prison and the hotel. The main problem is that it's currently not really hooked up to a real storage. It's going to the customs house, but in the end, this seems okay. It actually is probably a better direction if you go the other way, even though it's not as profitable. So if you go that way, at least you're not crossing your own path, and that feels a little better, although that bus stop is a little confused about what it's supposed to do. That's fun. Cool. We need some tourists. Where do you get tourists from? What is this? This is a road bus with 17 capacity. Great. We have 15 passengers sitting there and 11 sitting here. That number seems to vary, slide a little bit, so we're just gonna get our tourists coming from right here. No unloading, please, and just drop them off right across from the hotel. They can walk a little bit, they don't mind. And set this one up, and let's go. So we should get a little bit of money from our tourists. Just a little bit. How much? I don't know. I don't care. They just have to give us enough to make it worth our while. Okay. Power looks like it's almost established. I'm not sure that everyone is associated with that guy yet. It also looks like we don't have this construction office or the bus construction office assigned to everyone just yet. That's not the end of the world, but I would like to get those things moving. For some reason, the good construction office wasn't supposed to go here, but it really is. So let's speed that up a little bit. But I like where we are right now. Let's look at the number of reconstructions it's currently supposed to do. There's a lot. Got it. Construction office 1. Are you assigned to all the reconstruction that construction office 2 is assigned to? The answer is no. But we just got to get through those relatively fast. And now that we have this... Oh, the garbage container is overflowing. Okay. That's a little surprising. I'm guessing this one is in range of one of the garbage containers. Probably that one. Yes, but this one doesn't have one. Okay. That one I can fix relatively easy without too much trouble. We're just going to do this, and it also gets us a little bit of the factory connection that we have right next to it. Do you want to put... I would much rather have you sitting here. I don't know that I'm going to get you in here because there really isn't that much foot space. Why do I care? Because I probably forgot something I would like to put there instead. But there's only so much wiggle room that I have every once in a while. And I guess over here. Yeah, sure. If... Aw, it can't go there, but it can go here. I guess could be worse. Actually, put it here. Am I being brave or being stupid? I want it to be smart because I can put a footpath here that will extend our range a little bit, but I don't think that's necessary. So we're just gonna leave it like this and let them run. How are we doing here? 34 tons of fabric sitting there. Great. Increase this by a couple people so we can get a little bit more money out of them. The cases are going down there and the cases are going down here. Let's reduce it to a reasonable number. And we have a lot of people waiting in jail, so let's make sure that we have some reasonable number of wardens here, because 1 to 1 is your minimum. 1 to 1 is okay. 1 to 2 is not great, and 1 to 3 is just gonna screw you over. So if this is ever fully maxed out, you have troubles. But this seems to be okay for right now, so we're just gonna leave it that way for the time being. Good. Construction office, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Great. Just build a couple things, and while you're doing that, I can go ahead and set up my truck routes. And the truck routes are extremely simple. You go there, you wait until loaded, and then you go here and wait until unloaded. Very important that you tell them to do both. That's the first one. The second one, obviously, will just go to the second stop here, and there is a setup to this to use a distribution office instead of lines. You can do that. The only problem with that is that you may run empty for a little while longer, but honestly, I think I'm gonna go to that setup. Maybe not right now, but it is something that's probably in the near future of what we're going to do here. So just give it a little while, and we're going to set that up. Speaking of setting something up, let's make sure that this storage is ready to do the things that we need. And honestly, bricks are going to be the biggest pain, so we're going to add a little extra brick space and allow these guys to deliver to our new friend down here, because that will be part of the construction office that we want to service. Open storage, so usually set up to be stored as a source, not a destination. So there we are. Can you copy this to your friends? Yes, you can. Cool. All the construction offices that are sitting there, I am fully planning on demolishing those once this construction office is done and get a couple things organized and assigned. So that should all take care of itself mainly, which is exciting. Construction office 2, are you? Yes, you are assigned to everything that we care about. So this is all just a matter of a couple seconds and a few more ducks and we should be good. Can you just finish this? That would be great. Don't know that I'm going to assign it to anything right away, but having you ready would be nice. And along those lines, having the trucks actually doing something now. I only have a couple trucks here, so I may as well order a few more dumpers, please. 1, 2, 3, because we need at least 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 per gravel thingy. The problem with the distribution office is this. Unloading here, because you're always going to be pretty much full all the time, so it's not going to send the car out until you actually empty, and that can cause issues. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out for us. It should be okay, but for right now this is fine. You medium priority, but you are getting done. That's nice. Medium priority there. Let's make you a little higher. Fuel, cool. Store fuel, please. And winter is approaching. That's wonderful. But our population is actually happy and doing what it's supposed to do. And we have a couple people without guests. Let's make this an 8. And that should get us through the day. You guys, there are 3 fuel trucks already sitting here. I will just please implore you to fill up my gas tank. Put some fuel in it. And then we should be able to get that one going. Also, nobody has really delivered anything out here yet. I'm guessing our trucks are about to be empty, but not much we can do about that at the moment. Okay, gravel can go in here. This guy's done. Wow. Things are actually moving really, really nicely for me. So that's exciting. What trucks do we have here? These are cranes, and this guy is a covered hull. Very important. Okay, I wasn't sure what that one was. Then a couple extra cranes here. Let's get all of them resituated down here so we can get our free construction offices back. They are very important, especially for expanding. But this is clearly a larger expansion experiment, so we may as well get them all situated right. I do know that we will be low on cranes, and the only road crane that I really would consider right now is this one. So give me 2 of those. Give me new bulldozers, 15 and 20. Got it. And oh, they removed the other excavator from being a bulldozer. That's not good. Did they replace the other excavator entirely, or is that just not available anymore? I really don't know. Give me 2 more of these, and the rest I think I want dumpers. 1, 2, because this is mostly a gravel production zone, so that should work. And for right now, maybe a couple more open hulls. What do we have available here? Wood, 5 tons. Half tons, 8 tons. Ooh, a bigger one. Cool. Give me those. 1. Great. With that, we got to assign a couple things here. Gravel will come from there. The open storage will have most of the other things. Your mechanical components and electronic components probably should also be here. Otherwise, it just take a really long time to get delivered. So that is fine. Asphalt and concrete would go from there. I may employ some support from don't know for right now. When we need it, it may be nice to just have it around until we have those asphalt plants ready. And then workers, like everyone else, you can get from right there for the time being, and that should be fine. The problem with these guys is they're now picking up all the construction in this area, and I really don't want them to do that just yet. There are a couple things that need to be built. For example, that one and these 2 buildings, and I would like that to happen relatively fast, but we may just have to wait a little bit. So we have a new construction zone. We may as well assign a new construction team. That one will be this one. I will use the support of the bus route down there, and for right now we will use the cement trucks helpers. I will not use the dump trucks because they are not currently set up to pick up gravel from here, and this is where the gravel is going to come in. Okay, all of that said, why is this one? There's still people allowed on here. Stop it. All of that said, what do I need? I need a bus. I need a bus to actually turn the gravel on. Okay, well, let's find a bus to turn the gravel on. We have this one going 55. Is honestly a pretty fine piece of equipment. It just has to go and get a little bit of fuel taken care of. While they're doing that, I can demolish our old construction offices that are no longer needed, and this base can turn into a recycling base relatively soon when I feel like I want to do that research. New stop. Please from here to here. Those are the extra workers. This is what they're there for, so we may as well use them. Cool. So that should work. These trucks should be able to do something. And while we're in the area, can we just assign all of these a buddy? That would be great. Left control and then click with the copy schedule to another vehicle will actually send them right away. Click that. You can also just click on this, and actually you can have this open. Click on this, click on either of these icons, and then they get a little start launch icon right next to them. You can also do that and they will get out of here. Cool. That is neat. So this guy is working. The source of gravel is empty because it is empty, literally. But I am anticipating a couple workers to show up any second now. Any second now. Not that one. But any second now. No fuel yet. That's a little surprising. While we're waiting, I think I can get this one a couple oil tanks assigned. This one's a new one. Gas A oil. What can I do? A little bit gray. 1, 2 for now. That should be fine. There's a gas station out there, but I think it will help us to have a real gas station out here too. It's not a high priority, but it feels like something I should do. Huh. I turned that off. Okay. Whatever. Already built one of them. Don't know why the first one would have been on in the first place then, but okay, that's fine. We can make this work. I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra room to get people in there, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. You will store just gravel. That looks good. We still don't have any workers available here. Where is our bus? Did I not tell it to go? No, I did tell it. No, I didn't tell it to go. Great. So we're going to follow this guy to see when our first gravel is going to arrive. Let's see. Let's go for the Republic because we probably haven't done it in a little while. And it's actually the Twilight Zone gets pretty nice. The lights turn on. The power lines on the left look pretty. There's a mountain range with nice and hexagonal looking pieces. That's cool. No, this is enjoy this for a moment. Sorry, I forgot something. This one has now loaded 17 workers. I don't need to load 100% and need to load at most 40%, maybe even 35%, because we don't have to waste our people, but that's fine. This is the new area that we're driving into, and this is where we're going to go and where all the good stuff is going to happen. I'm excited about that. Let's get some gravel and these other units at least started. Some asphalt already arrived. That's exciting. For right now, I think the Construction Office Group 1 can help with producing these things. Besides gravel, I would like gravel to come from here, but as you can see, it's going to take a little while with the trucks that we have to get anything really organized. But they're the first guys, and let's see what this is going to look like. Okay. Is it as exciting as we expected? It's without drinking water. That is a problem. And probably a good segue into the next thing that we need to organize. Let's get some water over here. Yes, heat is important too, and there are more things that are important, but for right now, can you supply The guys over here, technically, yes. Practically, you probably wouldn't mind to have another water truck. So what do we have? 5, 2, and 5. 55. Honestly, the water tank that we have here probably doesn't require a 5 cubic meter 40 versus 31, but the YAG is a little faster. More vehicles got added just before the release, so in case you're wondering where those came from, that's where they came from. Cool. What else? Are you full yet? You have 11 tons of fuel. Beautiful. Let's get you assigned. This is your starter. Fill up our construction office there. Fill up the fuel station over here, and start filling up these guys just for fun. That should help a little bit. And there's 10 tons of gravel that we have already produced ourselves for only 200,000 ruble that we put into that. Isn't that super exciting? It's silly. It's just silly and funny, but it's also serious. So yeah, everything is fine. Don't worry. What else do we need from here? A couple workers here, unable to visit church and other things. Nobody really cares what your people's problems are, so let's just turn that off just a little more. 11 prisoners escaped, so that didn't increase. We don't have a line of crime waiting to happen over here. Can we make this like an 8? Sure, 16 people should be fine. This court is also overloaded. Let's get that one down. How many smart people do we have? 380, 27%. That is not quite enough for what I want to see. But I would like to have the fire prevention in my industry also set up and ready to go. And I'm not even going to try to get these industries up, the booze and the food, just because it will require quite a significant amount of, well, capital. And then I won't be able to actually use it because I don't have anything there yet ready to do anything. So that's going to wait. But construction office 3... if you don't mind doing a little more gravel in these areas, I would not fault you for that. At least for all the things that need just some basic gravel stuff added to it. This looks fine. There's no footpath for here yet. That's not a problem because we're just going to flop that in here. And I'm actually really proud of me that I managed to put my... the waste containers in places that makes enough sense, and I placed those before too many other things already happened, so kudos to me. That's what I'm saying. Place some kindergartens. Wonderful idea. Kudos to me again for remembering that I always forget that. Where are we? Large resident? Nope. State infrastructure? Yes. School, kindergarten. We are trying to hit 2,000 people here, so I think this one is sufficient twice. I don't mind this, but I think if I place you there, I'm going to cut myself off from a little bit of pathing. This kindergarten is a much better size, and honestly, I'm just going to use you. Put one here. This footpath is not connected yet to anything. That footpath is not quite done yet, but it does need to come down here when it's ready. You would go there, connect through here, connect there, and then in there. And we may as well... well, this one has to happen, but not right now. Too many uninvestigated cases. I don't believe you anymore. Nope. More footpaths. Yep, all the footpaths, please and thank you. And there you go. There was a part of me that was thinking, you know what would be cool? Trolleys or trams. What do we have available for trolleys and trams? I don't know that I'm going to use them, but I want to see if that is an option that is semi-reasonable, because the cableway thing I thought was a great idea, but it doesn't really work that way, so we may as well just take a look at what we have available. Tram. Okay. Bakuemo. Can't say it. Godorville. 30 and 60 passengers for a tram. That is excellent work. Traffic jam, is that something I have to worry about? Let's go look. You better be in a place where I'm okay with that. Oh, this traffic jam is totally fine. But yeah, look at those two trams. 55, 60 passengers actually makes a huge difference. It is electric. Okay, just got to keep that in mind, but that's not bad. We have a metro here. I'm not sure that I'm going to use that anytime soon. It's also very big. Bigger than what I need for sure. Steam loco, dump truck. I don't see a trolley. Tram? No trolley. Okay, no trolley here. that's fine. But if we wanted to use a tram, that is an option in this area, because all we have to do is really get close to this and then go back. And we can probably move as many people as we had before. The problem is power consumption. Is that a problem? You have power consumption pretty much everywhere, so is it really a thing that you have to worry about? I don't think so. And all what we could probably easily do is put the tram stop here, have them walk over ground on this side and over ground on this side, and just build a couple overpasses on other connections. I like that idea. Okay, what tram infrastructure do we have available? I'm guessing the same as everything else, but let's see. There's a tram stop larger for 400 workers. Was it increased? Was it increased from what it was before? There's no tram stop here. Car dealer, of course. There's an early start car dealer, because that's very important to have. And then we have a trolley bus depot. I don't know when the first one comes up. Tram end station, tram depot. Are these expensive? Yes, they would take a lot of steel, but a tram would be cool. I'm not sure that a tram is justified for what we're trying to do here, because the thing that I want to do with a tram, we can also just do with a bus. No, the bus is... No, yes. A bus has a 30 capacity already. We already have a couple buses that can do that. So we're not really gaining that much. I like the idea of a tram. I don't know that it's justifiable just yet. So I guess we have to sit on that for just a little while before we get too wild. Construction office, would you mind reconvening your construction that we already started on a little while ago for some of the buildings that we have here? Just whatever you feel is in range of your things that you can actually handle. That looks good. Number 1 would go here. Number 2 also would go here. There you go. Get a couple of those things done. And number 3. Have you been in here yet? There you go. There you go. I'm totally happy with producing the gravel, using the gravel that I can produce myself. Simply because, well, it's cheaper, yes. But it's also, it's saving me a lot of fuel. That's, I guess, what a big reason for that is. Looking at this one, this footpath probably would benefit from going straight through the middle here. It's not built yet, is it? No, this one is not built yet. Okay, can someone build that quick before I make that mistake of making that take longer? That would be super. Construction office 1. What else do we have? I really just want utility buildings to come from you, which includes a little bit of this. I guess these 2 buildings need to get done. Sure. Well, obviously we're going to mix some of the construction sites a little bit, but we're getting pretty close to having a working infrastructure set up for all the things that we will need down the road. Okay, water. Water was the thing that you got distracted by. Psst. Yes. We also are getting distracted by the money that we don't have. There's still some fabric sitting here, which is exciting because that means I can increase that by a little bit. I would really like to see like 100 people working in here at a time instead of just like almost nobody, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna get that in this lifetime. You're overloaded again. That's great. Let's increase you by a lot of people, and that means we have to increase this one by a lot of people again to even that out, which is super exciting. I'll be fine, I'm sure, but it's not perfect. But the 2,000 people are being put to good use, and our happiness has not slipped one bit in the recent history, so I think we're doing something semi-appropriately, which is great. Yeah, just a bus stop right here would totally solve all the problems for the industry if we want to use a bus instead of a tram or a cableway. Thank you for, you know, did I show that last time? I probably did, but research. Research? No research. Research? No research. Okay. Water. Do the water thing. Stop production. Where? This is a small heating plant. Why did you stop production? You had no worker for like a minute? Okay, I'll allow it. We'll get over that. This makes me feel good. This makes me feel good. We don't have any satellite towns bringing anyone in, so I feel like we can reduce this by a couple workers each We're just going to see how this all plays out. But because we're not dropping off in large amounts of people, they should be generally evenly distributed with everything that goes on here. So let's just keep an eye on that. Make sure that that is still true. Okay. Water. Let's get the water in. How much water are we currently consuming? Not enough for this to care. It's 18 cubic meters a day. This one probably produces a little more. Nope, that's about it. The food factory will consume a little bit. Maybe I should look at that briefly. But what is your consumption? 7.5 cubic meters a day. So we go from 18 to 25. Yeah, we don't need another water treatment plant over here. We can just tap into the existing water supply with a little water tower. So let's make that happen. However, I will make this a large water tower for connectivity reasons and also for just general aesthetics. Sure. We do have a little bit of money coming in now, so I think we can afford a real water tower and don't have to go with the tiny rinky-dinky thing anymore. Where did I put the second kindergarten? I put one here. That was brave. How about you put another one somewhere in this vicinity before you move on? Otherwise you will just forget again, and eventually it's going to bite you. True. This one can really access all the buildings that are over here, which is exciting. I think if I tried really hard, I can fit one there. I could fit one there. In front of the shopping center is really a dream come true location, but I don't think that's going to happen. We need a footpath that actually goes through there, so that's not going to happen. So how about we just do down here near most of the southern part of the city, and then we have one north and one south, and this one is covering all of the buildings here already. This one's covering the rest of the buildings there, and then everyone else is kind of covered too. I think that should be okay. Okay. Water tower. Yeah, where do you place it? Doesn't matter that much. There's a chance that I would like to put something behind here for footpathing, but maybe not. Maybe I do. Putting this right behind the hospital. I don't actually hate the idea. So right behind the hospital it is. Let's get a new water pump. This is the second connection that this one will connect to, which also means we should probably get another water well in the area, just because... Okay, we are using 25 cubic meters. At some point we're probably going to use more than that, but maybe that's not going to come anytime soon. So, large water pump. Yes. F3. Yes. Run you over here. The first part, it doesn't really matter how long this is, because water pressure really doesn't matter all that much in this game. It cares much more about the cost. 30 tons of steel, 103 tons of gravel. Honestly, this is relatively cheap compared to what I would have expected from this. So yeah, let's just run a little bit of water over here into the water tower, and we can distribute it from here. If they feel like it, they can even start constructing all of that right away. Not a problem. Why is this one not done yet? Also, you make this one your friend. Thank you. 20 tons of fuel already there. That's exciting. Got a little bit of gravel coming in. That's exciting. We could add another bus to this for more consistent deliveries. Honestly, there's probably no real downside, because that bus is really not that full. And will help us get a little bit of gravel in. I'm actually going to do two buses, 1, 2, to get connected to that scenario, and we should be okay. I'm a little surprised. I can't even. Oh my goodness. No, no way. We're not playing with this. I was just gonna say, I'm kind of surprised how well everything is going. What was this, an 8 point something? Are you kidding me? Fire destroyed a building. Yeah, no crack. 7.3. That was ridiculous. These buildings were all just fine. They were literally just fine. We lost 800 people to that. I can't even. No, I can't take this serious. I am I'm not that person that wants to turn off earthquakes just because, oh no, they make stuff a little harder, but this is ridiculous. So far, my earthquakes. I played Season X. You've been there. We had earthquakes. None of the earthquakes just destroyed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anything else? 9 buildings just right away. It's just like, you know what we're gonna do? Destroy all your buildings. Oh, are there on 10% or more wear and tear? Yeah, we're gonna destroy them because it's fun. No. No, I'm gonna find a load before, and we're gonna go back to that because it's a little silly. Where are global events? Is this where earthquakes happen? I don't even know. Education, traffic simulation. Yeah, no. I told the devs already that with the slow start and everything, after 10 years, a lot of buildings got destroyed in this town already by earthquakes. We just lost 40% of a population. I don't think that's right. That feels a little bit of no, I don't want to. No, this is not okay. Thank you so much for watching. I got a couple buses going. I'll find a save. How long are we ago? This is December 12th. The last save, I have it set to 10 minutes. It's just like 2 weeks ago. Honestly, that's fine. Thank you so much for watching. Play on hard, but still play in a way that is fun for you, and losing that many people is not fun. I'll have a word with Peter, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.